of the things that I've heard when I've talked to other doctors, I've been, called out online because most people think that fasting is dangerous. And the thing that we hear the most when we talk about water only fasting is there's no way I'm going to do it because I'm going to starve to death. So I'd like to address some of the myths out there when it comes to water only fasting. First of all, the first myth out there that you're going to starve to death, fasting is actually beneficial. It's been proven over thousands of years. Starvation, however, is harmful. Okay, there's a difference between starvation and fasting. Starvation is usually not eating anything with a different mindset than fasting would be. Fasting would be a valuable therapeutic measure that you're doing for yourself, that you're educating yourself on, and that you have a positive outcome with. Starvation, however, is a death-dealing experiment, basically. And with starvation, that's why you don't do fasting. There's a big difference between fasting and starvation, and we'll get into that. The body is, with fasting, you never want to allow your body fat percentage to be under 4%. And that's always been a general rule of water-only fasting. Never let your body fat fall below 4%. However, with starvation, not only are you in a bad state of mind, but a lot of time there's binge eating involved in starvation, and that throws your body off and can really almost, it actually does. It poisons your body from the inside. So instead of utilizing water and powerful energies and meditation and mindfulness and things like that, starvation would be the actual opposite. So you're not starving to death when you're doing water-only fasting. And what happens with water-only fasting is your body actually goes into autophagy and starts eating the dead cells and regenerating all the proteins and the fats and the nutrients and the minerals and everything you need to survive, and starts producing and regenerating your cells and your DNA so it's stronger instead of weaker. The next myth that we hear the most when it comes to water-only fasting, and this is why a lot of people, athletes, don't want to do water-only fasting, is I'm going to lose muscle mass. I work so hard to work out. I'm looking good. If I don't eat a bunch of carbohydrates, if I don't eat my 5 chicken breasts a day and like 5 things of rice every single day, I can't tell you how many bodybuilders and how many athletes I've seen that their diets are completely wrong. Like, you should never eat protein and carbohydrates in the same meal. I can tell you that pretty much every single bodybuilder and athlete suffers from malnutrition and health situations in their life because their diets, they still have that myth that they have to eat twice their body weight in protein and everything like that, which is another myth that we hear all the time about water-only fasting. It's like, if I fast for a day, I'm not eating all this stuff, I'm just going to lose all my muscle mass that I put on. Actually, fasting increases the secretion of human growth hormone, and that's been studied extensively. Well, maybe not extensively, but there's plenty of studies out there. Water-only fasting actually increases your growth hormone production and helps maintain lean body mass. Now, I did an 18-day water-only fast, and I only lost almost wasn't even 1%. It was like 0.30% of muscle mass. But what happens is muscle mass is also calculated with the amount of fat that's in the muscle. Okay, so that's also can be kind of misleading when you look at that. However, there's been plenty of studies that show that even water-only fasting 1 day a week, a couple days a month, stuff like that, you will, and even on a long water-only fast like 18 days, what I did, I had zero muscle mass loss. And the reason why is when your body's in autophagy and it's in a state of ketosis, your body doesn't need to use protein for fuel. That's the whole purpose of the beauty of ketosis. It uses ketones for fuel. So you can be comfortable with knowing that you're not going to lose a lot of muscle mass. The next myth that we hear is that your blood glucose will fall. This actually, between the starve to death, the muscle mass, and this one, I would say I probably get the most responses for people that try to do water only fast, that their blood glucose falls, they freak out, and they start shaking, they get dizzy, they start, exactly what's supposed to happen when your body starts running low on glucose, when you start going into ketosis, and they stop fasting, and they get scared, and they don't continue after like 12 hours of water only fasting, 20 hours of water only fasting because of their glucose. And this is a phenomenon that you have to get used to. And it was, again, when you're water only fasting, you have these small milestones that you're accomplishing. It's every day is a new milestone. And the first one, whenever you start water only fasting, the first milestone that you have to conquer is the ketosis factor. It's exactly this. It's when your blood glucose starts to run out. This is probably one of the scariest things that people face, but it's actually not scary at all when you understand that your body will switch to ketosis and start burning ketones for fuel. And it's different for individuals, but between 24 and 36 hours, let's say, you're going to have a phase where you are dizzy, where you are weak, and that is the sign that your glucose levels are falling. And that's a critical time for you to lay down and rest. And what happens with some people is it goes in phases. As soon as you're feeling that weakness, your body goes into a phase of like, I need to eat. I need to eat. Grab me something really fast. I'm about to faint. This is the challenge that you have to go through. And most people will stop and they'll just grab something to eat, or they'll grab something to drink. But I can tell you that that feeling only lasts for about 20 minutes in most cases. And after that 20 minutes, your energy level will come back up, and it's your body giving you signals to let you know. Your body wants to know, are you doing a water only fast, or are you going to eat again? Because your body wants to shut the digestive tract down so it can start the autophagy process. And that's why that reaction happens right at when your body starts going into ketosis. It's a test. Your body's testing you because your body has to have some sort of a signal to flip your digestive system off. And that's the signal that the body gives you when the body goes into ketosis. And when you go through that and you don't eat and you continue to drink water, that's when your body knows that you're fasting, and that's when your body completely shifts, and that's when your body shuts down the digestive system. So that is actually one of the things that you want to happen. That's the signal your body gives you. And when you go through that, you've just conquered the first step, the first mountain, the first challenge of water only fasting.